Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to Games Revealed. I'm Jameson Else the Brink, and welcome. Cat Smith for you. This is a little early, but we'll give some people some time to trickle on in. So in the meantime, I'm going to see if I can figure out how to get things go. I need to, let's see, copy current address maybe. Yeah, let's see if we can get this working so we can show chat on here. Don't mind me. I mean, I guess that works. Except for can I... Well, how do I get rid of that thing? This is good enough for now, right? So, yeah, today's docket, like what we have today, is going to be pretty fun, actually. So, let us also announce things on here. Discord, that is. Don't mind me as we get this going. Okay. I probably need to change the thumbnail. I was put together real quick. It was Catsmith for you. I was hoping to not be startled by you starting, but apparently that's a bit much to ask. I wasn't that crazy. Let's see here. Come on. Properties. Ooh, that might be a little... While waiting for people, I'll mess around. And it could be a little bit before some people trickle on in. Because... do this because I posted this late. I mean, I'm meaning by the sudden talking, not anything you did. Okay. Well, sometimes I can get a little excited and start really going into it. So don't mind me. Okay. Slap that there. Usually I like to have it somewhat transparent, but we're going to do that like that. Okay. So, yeah. How you doing, Cat Smith? Doing good? Let's see here. We'll dive into this here in a second. Let's I guess finish setting this all up. Let's see here. Because we do have a kind of interesting got an interesting roster today. We'll move that to the end. Okay. Okay. Let's get into the first story. As people, like I said, people are going to trickle on in. If you're watching this after the fact, is because I like to post this usually like 5 hours before it's supposed to start. And I posted it less than an hour, and that tends to not pick up on the algorithm as quick. More so unexpected talking type thing that I was actually aware might startle me, but yeah, the Cat Smith for you. Yeah. Well, there you go. Now you're awake. No need for coffee. Let's see here. Interesting. Cover up those ads. Yeah, we'll just keep it right there. Still messing with the chat. Well, there we go. It reset. So, yeah, I have a couple of things on the docket today. We've got the retro gaming YouTuber, that's I believe Italian, is potentially facing jail time. We've got Elon Musk's new AI bot, and Xbox. And I was wrong about something. The Xbox Ally X has a new price, and it is bloody expensive. So, as far as, let's see, and then of course we'll be chatting in and out of all this with everyone that's in the chat. So, Casmith, for you, also recently hit 500k blocks mined with Minecraft netherite pickaxe on a survival server. That seems like a lot. Casmith, for you, and 95 to 99% of mined while underwater. Damn. You are crazy. I like Minecraft, actually. I like playing with my kids, but they've burnt me out on it quite a bit because they like to start over and over. Like we'll get like an hour into our world and start over. And so, yeah, it's a little difficult to play with them when you're always trying to, like, I want more end game and mid game and building bases with them and not starting over. But you know what? That was a year or two ago. I'm sure they've changed by now, so I should probably go back and try it with them. But okay. So while we wait for more people to trickle on in, let's get to some of our content today. Let me just, man, this one is riddled with ads. So forget copyright strikes. A retro gaming YouTuber faces possible jail time for reviewing gaming handhelds. And so, and from my understanding, yes, like too long didn't read, but let's read through some of this. So while gaming content continues to grow and thrive on video platforms like Twitch and YouTube, copyright remains a sticky issue. Most companies look the other way when it comes to gaming streaming, but emulation is another matter. Nintendo and others have used copyright strikes to discourage creators from emulating their games, but now a new legal threat has taken things to a whole new level. Italian YouTuber Once Were Nerd covers a variety of retro gaming topics, but his reviews of the Anbernic devices appear to be the straw that broke the camel's back, according to the YouTuber Customs enforcement officer from the Guardia di Finanza showed up at his home and office on April 15th with a search warrant to investigate promotion of pirated copyrighted materials. Crazy that it's promotion of copyrighted materials, but okay. They seized a variety of Anbernic, Kitty, and Trimui gaming handhelds from his collection. In total, more than 30 consoles were taken. The creator, assuming he didn't do anything wrong, complied with the demand, providing full transcripts of his conversations and chats with gaming handheld manufacturers. The officers also took his phone, promising to return it in a few days. It was returned 2 months later on June 15th. That is crazy. BT Maverick, welcome. How you doing, man? I keep on needing to respond to your off the console comments, by the way, BT Maverick. So, according to the video, officials are not required to disclose what exactly the charges are or who has brought them until the initial investigation is complete under Italian law. That sounds crazy. So you can't, I mean, obviously it's probably Nintendo, but still, at that point, the case is either dismissed or goes to trial. The complaint specifically mentions reproduction of copyrighted material from Nintendo and Sony, but the case may originate from the agency itself. I mean, Italy is becoming more fascistic, so I'm not overly surprised. Like, they have a fairly fashy, what is it? It's not a prime minister, is it? I don't know what Italian leader is, but these days, but not looking good because they've gone through multiple of those over the decades. So, welcome, Chris Lee. How are you doing? Oh, the Icarus, welcome. I didn't see your chat there. I do apologize. Cat Smith Review also doesn't like the starting point of Minecraft. Yeah, it's just, it gets boring because I keep doing it and it's more fun to have all the tools. Also that only 500,000 blocks mined out of about 4.5 to 4.7 million blocks to be mined. Damn, that's a lot. Are you trying to go for some record or something? BT Maverick, lol, you don't have to respond to them. They're not directed at you 99% of the time unless they're nice things. No, you're good, BT Maverick. I want to respond to it anyways because, like, I think it is funny. I do think that it is I don't think long-term Game Pass is going to be profitable enough. Meaning, I think it's profitable. I just don't think, according to business, how businesses work, they're not going to see it as profitable. And some game developers are not going to see it as profitable. But it's always a hard thing. We're talking about Game Pass, by the way. No, just trying to improve my mob farm rates. Okay, nice. The Cat Smith for you for Minecraft. So, if you guys didn't know, does any of you here besides BT Maverick watch or listen to Off the Console? Because if you do, we had a very special guest on there. I was never thought at this point, like maybe in the future or whatnot, but I didn't think at this point we'd have someone on that was as high profile as Mutahar. But having Mutahar on was pretty cool, actually. I know I've had some of his videos the past few months have been a little, like, I'm not sure about, but I still will watch some of his. But honestly, loved chatting with the guy. Was great, was fun, and I would do it totally again because it was a blast to talk to him. But man, he has energy for days. And is very passionate. So currently officials contest that his reviews of the Ambernick devices like the RG Slide, which often but not always ship with microSD cards filled with copyrighted ROMs, are punishable under the Article 171 of the Italian copyright law. This law was originally written in 1941 and allows for maximum punishment of 15,000 euro or 30 million Italian lira. Oh, geez, I might as well be pesos, man. Since the law predates the euro, the 3 years of jail time. That is three. I mean, could be worse, I guess. That doesn't seem horrible. I mean, it's a lot. It's bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's bad. So, for his part, the creator of Once Were Nerd never published sponsored reviews of Ambernick products. This is how most reviewers remain impartial, although he claims to have taken things one step further by not including any affiliate links in his content. Time will tell how this case plays out, but it sets a dangerous precedence for other gaming-focused creators, especially in countries with draconian copyright laws that are decades out of date. I mean, isn't that almost every first world country that has a draconian copyright law? We have people going to jail for stuff like that here too, in Japan especially. This is why I skirt the whole ROM and like emulation thing, because I just don't think it's worth it. Do I think it's right that I have to do that? No, but I'm also going to be cautious, as I just don't think it's worth the hassle. And I don't do emulation enough. Only games and stuff that are harder to find, and that I've already had backed up and stuff like that. So I have games that are backed up. So I don't I do with this type of thing. It's a preservation thing also. Like if they're not going to be within, like, if games aren't going to be published or reasonably bought, and reasonable means not Nintendo's way of doing it, where they charge you a monthly service to access old games, which I think that is robbery and it's not set within the reasonable means, then whatever. I'm not going to judge it from someone else, but I'd definitely be careful. Yeah, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think, let's see here. BT Maverick, yeah, it's definitely a witch hunt for Game Pass, and I think people are, for good or not, hurt by Microsoft's layoffs, and Xbox, not for their own doing, is a constant whipping boy. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, the thing is, I like Xbox. I really like their brand. I really wish they would do some different things with it, but like improve it some more. But I don't know. I think the Xbox handheld is going to be an interesting, which we have that on here. In fact, why don't we jump to that next? Then we'll get to Elon Musk's chatbot. So we know what the price is because there's a leak. The Xbox Ally and the Xbox Ally X prices may have leaked, and it's true, it's not as bad as I thought. I disagree with this. I actually think it's worse than I was originally thinking. A few weeks ago, we exclusively leaked the Xbox Ally codenamed Canon in development with Asus ROG. How old is this? It's 3 days. I don't know if they leaked it, but the Xbox Ally range is powered by a Z2 APU, including the first handheld that will support the Z2 Extreme on the high end. These devices will have heavily customized Windows 11 experience, complete with the first iteration of boot to full screen app capability, which I think is pretty cool. The new Xbox app will handle multitasking and other system features with an interface more intuitive for controller use, while also likely being the most powerful gaming handheld in existence, given that last fact. I mean, it's going to be the most powerful for like a day or two, or for like a month or two or whatever. I can't remember when the Legion Go 2 is supposed to be coming out, but the Legion Go 2 is going to have the same chipset. Excuse me. Let's actually look that up again. Good. I don't know if there's an official release date, but it might actually, if I remember right. I should have put date in there. Oh, well. Sorry, my allergies are bothering me crazy, so I might be itching my eyes a little bit, which I shouldn't be, but allergies, man, they suck. In the meantime, during the first week of September, where Lenovo has traditionally made significant announcements, it's plausible that more official. So yeah, we'll get the announcement in September. We could be getting the announcement. It said the Legion Go is in September. Yes, but that could be just the announcement, like the official announcement. Casma 3, I've apparently used 248 nether, right? Pickaxe equivalent of durability so far. By that way, that is crazy, Casmith. BT Maverick, but is Netflix sustainable forever? And same goes for all those other streaming services. I agree. That's the whole thing with BT Maverick, with the streaming or with streaming and these types of services. Game Pass is a little bit more than that. Like, the games they're offering are $600 games for is this, I think it's froze. The streaming window's froze. Hold up. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, so to further iterate on the Game Pass, it has a much higher purchase points than Netflix and some of these other ones, and it's not fully streaming. They have streaming capability games, and then they also have games you just host on your computer. That, I think they're two different, like a game and a movie are two different mediums. I do think the cost isn't the same, but I also don't think, like, sustainability wise, Netflix is hitting its end date of sustainability, meaning continual growth. And Game Pass will eventually, if not sooner than later, hit that too. Like for me personally, I like Game Pass. I like it for testing games out. And right now I'm also just being a cheapskate when it comes to buying games. I'm going to buy a lot of the games I play on there later. I like even though it's somewhat of an illusion today, I like the idea that I'm owning my game as opposed to renting it. And if I stop paying that rental fee, that I don't get to play it. That's how I view it. And that is, I don't know if it's because I grew up within the Blockbuster years, Hollywood Video and Blockbuster. And back then it was nice to rent things, but if you could own it, that was the best because you could keep on playing your games over and over again. I don't know if that's where my mentality comes from, but that's just how I think about things. So, it is said that Legion go to, okay. Also a new MSI AMD chip as well later this year. Yes, BT Maverick, that will also be interesting. MSI, I just, it's the screen for me. I need a bigger screen. Whoever gives me the bigger screen and maybe even does a deal with me to where I can get it. That is, in fact, I'm working on a video of what my 2025 setup is going to be by the end of this year. The Icarus, I'm wanting the RG Xbox Ally X. I don't like the price range for this thing. Let's see here. There have already been some rumors about its price range flying around from anywhere between $800 to over $1,000. A new report from 3D Yagos may have given us the first glance leaked by Asus itself, and honestly, it's not as bad as I was expecting. This isn't the same one I saw, but okay. So yeah, if it's an Xbox Ally X for $899, it's not horrible. It's on the top range of what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be under 1,000. The other report I saw was 1,000, so 1,050. But honestly, here it is. Let's see. Asus and other hardware retailers rarely do a one-to-one price conversions on devices like this. This is euros. Damn it! It is 1,000 at the current exchange rate of 899 euros. Asus ROG Ally would come in at $1,050, which I think is way too expensive. Xbox. I mean, Xbox is also pricing their consoles more, and I think it's because of tariffs. Is at least maybe, but it could also be helping to pick up some of that their losses from some other paying. Well, it's more or less paying off that they bought a bunch of dev studios and then they need to make that money up. I think it's too expensive personally for what it is. It's not a very big. It's like a 7-inch screen. It looks comfortable. It has the Xbox name on it. I do like that it boots into the device, but beyond that, I just don't know if I could recommend it yet. Now, if they want to give me one to try out, maybe I'll recommend it. I don't know. But Chris Lee, what one are you going to get? Legion Go 2 or the ROG Ally Xbox X? So, Chris Lee, my next handheld device is most likely going to be something that is a bigger screen. Partially because games like Expedition 33 were just not as fun on my ROG Ally, because I have an ROG Ally right now and it was fine. It just, I didn't like the way it looked on that size of screen, and I want an 8-inch screen bare minimum, and I was hoping that the Xbox handheld would be an 8-inch screen. I personally think that's the sweet spot. 8 inches, perfect for every aspect. Now, if you're a little less than 8 inches, that's fine too. I don't know what we're talking about at this point, but 8 inches is the perfect size. Maybe more. Don't know. The Icarus wants the ROG Ally X. It depends on the price for me on what one I get. The Legion Go 2 is going to be around the same price. The Icarus, it is going to be around the same price, and it's going to have more to it. Like, it's going to have a bigger screen. That's kind of my point. I don't want to spend $1,000 on another device with a 7-inch screen that I already have. I have my Steam Deck right here, which I've been playing Death Stranding on, and it plays really well on the Steam Deck. I was shocked. I don't know if I've tried it on there, and so it's like half movie. It's a perfect device to play Death Stranding on. Really liking that game right now, actually. It's weirdly enough. But my ROG Ally, which is up there, is 7 inches also. Now, the kicker comes down to, for me, if I can get a Z2 APU handheld device for a review or something else, then I'll go with that. But if I don't get one like that, then I'm going to be buying the one, because I'm in the market. I want to get a handheld that has an eGPU compatibility with like a USB 4 or a Thunderbolt. Now this is going to be Thunderbolt compatible, which is very intriguing to me, I will have to say, but USB 4 is good enough also, as long as it all works out. But the thing is, like, I am switching my whole system over to eGPUs and to handheld / mid-range devices. It's just how it is, along with I'm going to have GPUs throughout the house, most likely. It's going to be fun. I'm going to do some content on it, of course, some videos. I'll probably do an eGPU comparison. So I'm going to try to get a hold of some at least 2 or 3 eGPUs, and I'm going to have an enclosure for the 3090 I have, and we'll do some comparisons. Partially because I have 4 people in my house that games. Susie, myself, my 2 kids. I kind of I like the idea of having an eGPU on the main TV, and then I'm going to have, I'll give one of my kids the Ally. Well, it won't work for that, but eventually we're all going to just have handhelds that can plug in the eGPU. And if you want to play on the big screen, like Susie loves playing Blueprints right now. She's loving it. And she could play it on the big screen if she wanted. She just hooks it up, gets better frame rate. I'm hoping to make it a more plug and play experience. We'll see. Never know with these eGPU things. In fact, I probably have to do a lot of research into some of this. But besides the point, I want an eGPU here. I want an eGPU out of my main TV. And then everyone can kind of use it. Okay. Chris Lee, Legion Go 2 going to have a lower battery. It's what you like. The battery is, especially for this type of device where it's going to be more portable throughout the house than on the go. I will probably still be taking my Steam Deck on the go with me and not whatever device I get. Unless it's a very let's say if I went on a cruise where I know I'll have an outlet, then yeah, okay, maybe I'll take that. I still like the Steam Deck still has good longevity with battery. I still have plenty of backlog to play on there. It's very solid. What I want is a device around the house that's more portable, that doesn't emit so much heat, and it's just a different play. It's something different. I don't want to build a big, huge PC like the one I have right here and drag it around. I want something more reasonable, partially just because it's fun. The Legion Go is going to be 80 watt. It's going to be 70 watts. BT Maverick also, while I love the off the console and appreciate you guys' takes and love to naturally refute and bring in the whataboutisms. You're good, BT Maverick. You're good. I'm glad you guys are liking it, BT Maverick. It was crazy to have Mutahar on there. Like, I will have to admit, like, when I saw that Garden's like, yeah, I got because he's like, maybe I'll ask Mutahar. And when I found out he got him, I was just shocked. I was like, what? This is crazy. BT Maverick also, those Xbox Ally prices are EU. They include sales tax in the price. Yeah. I mean, that's fine. So $1,000. So I think it's going to be, after tax, it's going to be $1,000+, which I think is crazy. And that might not even, they probably don't even have tariffs on these like they do. Well, they do have, Europe does have certain, they're not tariffs though, but yeah, we don't need to get into that. They do have some stuff that they apply to luxury items, but we'll see what the United States is like. Trump is still going on about his tariffs. He's being himself. I just don't know why he goes so hard on the tariffs, and it's going to make things a lot more expensive. BT Maverick, MSI Claw AI is 1,000. I bet the Legion Go 2 should be close to that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I want an 8-inch screen. Like at the end of it, like that being said, the Legion Go 2 better be quite a bit better, at least software wise, than the original Legion Go. But if they fixed all the issues I had, because I didn't care for it that much, then I'm down for it. I want a bigger screen though. I don't necessarily, it's not really even about Legion Go at this point. Let's see here. We have best handheld gaming PC in 2025. Steam Deck, ROG Ally X, Legion Go, MSI Claw 8 AI Plus. I guess maybe the MSI Claw, it is an 8-inch, right? But it's not going to, is this the Intel or AMD version? Let's see. It's the Intel one. I don't want an Intel Arc. So that's like, I know that they're going to be releasing. I do not like how they redesigned these speaker grills. They look old school and not in a good way. Heck, the Switch 2's screen's almost 8 inches, which is, come on, guys. Let's get with it. Maybe I'll get the Logitech G Cloud. There you go, guys. Should I get the G Cloud? I think that's what we're going to do. So, I mean, even this hasn't aged well. This looks chunky. Interesting. The best overall, man, maybe it's just their camera. It makes that plastic look very cheap. The Ally X is a great device, but it's not going to be the top contender for long. It's definitely not. I definitely recommend people, if you're going to be spending this much money, waiting out for the Z2 Extreme chipsets. Yeah. Interesting. June 20th. Lenovo might have just leaked the more powerful release date for September. Yeah. And we've known that it's going to be like something's happening in September, and if it is, awesome. $1,000 is really pricey though, but I mean, guys, if it's an OLED, you know me, I'm not the biggest, like I don't need the OLED, but that 8.8-inch screen mixed with the 16:10 ratio, so it's going to be similar to my Steam Deck with 144 hertz, which that's a little crazy. I don't need that. But the OLED screen would be nice. I don't need it, but it's a plus. Especially like if this ends up being just anywhere around the same price as the Xbox Ally X, like why would I just not go with this? That being said, the one I'm probably going to get is going to have 32 gigabytes, so I'm probably going to be spending like $1,200, which is going to suck, but whatever. YOLO. It definitely, the design looks better, I think. It all around looks like a better device than the first one. So, yeah. Let's see. Do they have any more? No. I don't necessarily need 32, but 24 definitely. But if I'm going to be using this with an eGPU, yeah, 32 might be my like starting. Chris Lee, yeah, that's my red flag, 1,000 for a PC handled, but we'll see. Yeah. Well, if you give me if you make it worth it, I will spend $1,000 on a handheld. Like, all this, awesome. It's premium. It has an OLED screen, and it has a huge screen, a huge OLED screen, nearly 9 inches. I shouldn't say nearly. We'll split hairs though. Nearly 9 inches. Detachable controllers, which were a little gimmicky. It was fun though, but on the go, I'm going to have my MacBook for development and doing streams or whatever, and then I'm going to have either this or my Steam Deck for playing games. And so having a detachable controller with mouse-like capabilities is great. AMD Ryzen Z2 Extreme processor is a must for me, as I will be using this with eGPUs a lot. I do need to play the new Tony Hawk game. It had like the haunted house like area that you can find. There's a house that you can break into, and I think it's like haunted or something like that in the Tony Hawk. But yeah, I should just be calling this distractible or something like that, even though that's in a podcast. Chris Lee, if you're rich, go for it, but that's not me. Yeah. Well, here's how I work. I try not to buy a lot of small devices. I usually will buy a new computer every 2 to 3 years, which I already did that this year with the Mac Studio. But usually I'd only have one computer. I don't have two. But that one's going to be my work one. I'm going to write it off for work. And then I need a new gaming PC as this one's winding down a little bit. Oh, I'm going to piece it and use it for server stuff and all that. But I'm going to be switching over. And so this is going to be the device I'm probably going to use for a while. So once again, Chris Lee, I understand it is super expensive and all these are super expensive. If price is the biggest deal and you just really want something that's going to play a lot of games, maybe not all of them, then the Steam Deck is the device for you, Chris Lee. To be fair, like it's a great device. But if it's your only gaming device, it does limit you to some games. Like if you like playing online, you're just not going to get the same thing. So, okay, let's move on, guys, to one of the funniest things. Elon Musk's AI bot adds a ridiculous anime companion with not safe for work mode. Now, I don't know how far the not safe for work mode goes, but I've seen some articles and I think it's more or less just dressed a little bit more scandalously, and I think speaks a little harsher. But Annie, which I'm kind of wondering if that's like, they're like, it's an anime character, so we're going to call it Annie. A little too on the nose for that. Annie is one of the new companions. There's also a cartoony red panda. People who pay for access to SuperGrok can now try the AI chatbot's new companions avatars. I don't even know how to pronounce this. XAI. Owner Elon Musk announced Monday morning the companions available currently include Annie, an anime avatar, and Rudy, a cartoony red panda, which I think can also be like not safe for work mode. Annie also has what testing catalog describes as a not safe for work mode, where the character wears lingerie. And just a warning, if you search for posts about the character on X, you'll probably come across not safe for work videos. And then also the cartoony red panda also wears lingerie. No, that's not wear lingerie. That would be, because he looks like a kid. That would be pretty effed up. So, PT Maverick, the Xbox Windows Lite OS should be sometime next year for all handhelds and PCs to download. So hopefully, if performant, that could replace these bad, clunky software on these devices. I agree with that, BT Maverick. That's another reason why I feel safe enough to go with Legion Go 2, is that bare minimum, if I really hate it for, like, I can just run SteamOS or Bazite on it for a few months until Windows comes out. Like, if I really hate it enough. So I think I put Bazite or something similar onto this when I got the Legion Go, but I had returned it after like a month. I couldn't. Yeah, so let's see. There's no audio. I don't think there is. Can you guys hear audio? No. Guys, I want to know. This just makes me think of like the dancer programs on that were back in the day, like 20 years ago, that you could have on your desktop. I'm sure they still have them, where they have little strippers. You can get that little strip on your desktop. That's what this reminds me of a little bit. It's interesting. I'll be honest. Having a character kind of replace an AI or have an avatar for an AI, I think is interesting, and I think it's definitely going to be the way it's going to go. But I was making fun. High Tech Low Life, we have a chat, because off the console, and he brings up that this looks just like, if you've ever seen Death Note. There's a chick in it who's gothic, who has blonde hair, just like this. That's who this reminds me of. So, and reminds him apparently of. But yeah, it's Elon Musk must watch Death Note, and then it's like, okay, we're going to create that character. It's like more gothy, cutesy goth. I'm just curious why they chose that. Maybe I'm thinking too much of it. And then you have this character, and then you have a red panda, cutesy art, like artsy avatar. Well, the weebs are going to like it. Nothing against it once again, but I am not paying for SuperGrok to try it out. I was going to try it out on stream, but I'm like, I'm not going to pay for Elon Musk shit. Screw that. I'm not paying for his diesel farm over in Texas that's killing a whole city because they're running all the Grok AI off of diesel. I'm not doing that. Chris Lee, you can run both on ROG Ally, Xbox X, Windows, and SteamOS. Yes, Chris Lee, I will be doing, but I'm going to be maining one of them. Usually when I've dual booted this with Windows before. And honestly, I still have a drive somewhere to set it up so I could do it if I wanted to. I just don't because it's a hassle to switch between operating systems. With the ROG Ally, Xbox, Windows, and I could dual boot Xbox Ally X. But my biggest kicker, and we'll see, I might change my mind by the time it comes out. I'm not going to guarantee anything until we get closer. If I get devices to review, I'll review the devices. If I had to pick it for myself, though, I will not be buying them day one unless I know I won't be able to get it for a few months, which the Xbox might be like that, but we'll see. I have other expenses coming up, like potentially moving and some other stuff in the next few months. So things are up in the air right now. BT Maverick, is that going to be High Tech Low Life's new avatar? No, it's not. I think he just likes being a VTuber and not showing his face for just privacy's sake. So me personally, I just don't care that much to be, share so much as that I do. I don't know. Hasn't hurt me yet, I guess. But I don't know if I could handle if his avatar was this bubbly. I don't know if I could handle that though. That might be a little much. But it's interesting, guys. It's interesting. Chris Lee, yeah, I'm gonna wait and see how they both run. Yeah. At the end of the day, I would really like an 8-inch screen. Apparently I'm a size king or something like that. No, I'm just kidding. But but no, really, when it comes to handhelds, I really want an 8-inch screen. I don't want anything what I want is less bezels. With the Steam Deck, I like the size it is. I just want it to be less bezels and just have a bigger screen. Because I'm going to wrap it inside of a case anyways. So I'm really hoping that the next Steam Deck is going to be quite a bit, it's just at least an inch bigger in screen size. While this one is 3 or 4 inches bigger screen. Do we dare go here? Don't say anything.
Let's start our super sparkly spaceship adventure all over again. Here we go, my friend, with a big bouncy smile. Once upon a twinkling time in a faraway galaxy filled with glary twinkling stars, there was a super speedy spaceship named Zuni. Zuni was the fastest ship in the whole wide universe, zipping through the cosmos like a shooting star. You said Zuni is white with bright red stripes like a shiny candy soaring through the sky. Its best buddy was a tiny robot pilot named Beep Boop, who steered Zuni with tons of...
That's gotta be a voiceover from someone. That's crazy. That's God. I'm logged in the game dev revealed, huh? Interesting. In sex clothes, disturbing. That's not. I mean, that's not lingerie. You can get lingerie, and sex clothes though. Oh, this is why I don't go to Twitter. This is why I don't go on X, guys. Like, X is brain. It's brain broken sometimes. Hopefully we'll see Xbox Legion next year. BT Maverick, hey, that would be pretty cool. I probably would have, I don't know. I want to have my eGPU set up, and I do not want to buy the current generation of handhelds because it's the old, I already have a Z1 Extreme. I just can't hook it up to an eGPU. Now, I could hack it. Maybe I will do that if I really feel like I'm just getting really tired of waiting. And you can hack it and put it in the PCIe slot in the NVMe drive. But there's a whole thing around that, and it makes it less portable. How can I marry? Okay, so look at this. Look at this. Of course, a young girl in sex clothes, disturbing, which, okay, I don't know why you have to be commenting on it. How can I marry with Annie? And then it's obviously someone that doesn't speak English. Respect for women. Okay. They're awesome. Okay. We're getting into dangerous territories getting on into X though. Rudy, the only pet in Grok companion. Okay. Clippy. Okay, I'd be behind a Clippy replacement. That'd be fun. Hopefully we'll see an Xbox Legion next year. Oh, yeah, I already read that. Yeah. What do you guys... Okay, so what do you guys plan on buying this year? Do you plan on buying... I know, Chris Lee, you're thinking about the Xbox Series X, which, to be fair, I think most people will probably be... Like, if you're happy with the 7-inch device, go with the Xbox Series X. It is expensive, though. And for, like, $1,000, I just don't think it's worth it. But then again, it's a 7... The Z2's Extreme does look pretty good. Yeah, see, Death Note right there. Look at that. And look at that. Ugh. Damn it. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. It's Death Note. People are so stupid. Or that, which I don't even know what this is from. Some Japanese game, probably. So shocking how many people are so opinionated about things. Like, I mean, everyone's opinionated, but like to an extent. The Catsmith for you, the Valve Deckard. Now, okay, I could see Valve announcing something soon. There's the little inklings of whispers or whatever going around about like the Half-Life X project, the Deckard, and then also a couple other projects. The Valve Deck, like, I'm not gonna. So if let's say the Valve Deckard drops this fall, then I'm probably not picking up another handheld. I'd rather have the Deckard. If it comes to like new tech and new stuff, and especially from Valve, I'm picking that up. If they came out with a little less powerful Z2 competitor Steam Deck, like a Steam Deck 1.5 or 2, I'd get that. But I do also like playing Game Pass at times, and I want to be able to play on I want to use an eGPU. That's another like kind of criteria for all this. I'd expect the next Steam Deck to be eGPU compatible, but if it's not, I think they're really... I should just make a really detailed video. In fact, I will be doing that soon on trying to sell Valve the eGPU method and everyone else, because it really should be the new future of PC gaming, of being able to swap out eGPUs and be able to... like, it's not as fun as building a computer, but for a lot of people, it suffices for gaming. That being said, I still like building computers. I'm just going to be building more servers the next few years. BT Maverick, I'm definitely in on the Xbox Ally, but we'll wait for the trusted reviewers to get their hands on it. BT Maverick. BT Maverick, I would be if you've seen good stuff on the Ally X, I'd be shocked if the Xbox Ally X is going to be any worse. Meaning, I think the Ally X is one of the best handhelds you can get. That being said, I'd be shocked if the Xbox, like, I think you're going to need to reserve it because I bet you it's going to sell out. BT Maverick, but I know all the other handhelds will have me rubbernecking. Yeah. Yep, that's always the problem. Until things come out, I'm just like, what's this? That's why I'd love to, even if it's just I get to return it, I'd like to have review units, but I got to get my shit together to get it. This is interesting. We got to follow him. Found that. Okay. Let's get off of this now. And I actually have a little bit of a lighter day on content. So if you guys have anything you recommend, I have some stuff that people have recommended already that we'll get to, but if you have anything to recommend, throw it my way in Discord and we'll go see it. Cyberpunk 2077 updates new modes, but Switch 2 players will have to wait. New cars and photo abilities arrive in 2.3. I didn't think they were going to release any more updates to this. That's what I'm so shocked about. They keep saying, oh, we're not going to release any more updates or any more content, and then they release more, which is cool. And to be fair, the way that they're supporting Cyberpunk 2077 is how big companies need to do it. They're doing it right. But they're also not, they're a capitalistic company, but they're not based out of America where, I don't know. They also have, they're on the stock market and everything, but they're just doing it. I think CD Projekt Red, hopefully they keep up doing this, even though they had a big slip up with the releases of Cyberpunk, is doing doing right by the customers and just releasing stuff for free at times, which is cool. I'll have to try this out, but man, I'm really interested. Each new vehicle can be unlocked by completing quests, which Cyberpunk 2 associate game director Pal Sasko says will be triggered initially and will not count towards 100% completion. Interesting. Completing quests. Are there new quests? Interesting. Oh, what kind of Chrome do you need to run Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition on Mac? Check out the Ripper's recommendation. That's so funny. I'm sorry, guys. We're going to get into some Mac stuff. I know a lot of you guys aren't as big into the Mac, but I am. Cat Smith for you. The Deckard is supposedly possibly going to be announced late November. Announced late November and coming out next year is what I'm expecting if it does. They're doing a lot of projects. So as long as the project's turning out well, like as long as it's going to be a decent they feel confident, then they'll announce the Deckard. So, Cyberpunk 2077 Ultimate Edition for the Mac. Let's see how this looks. Okay. So for very high fidelity, which M3 Ultra is what I have, that's interesting. I want to know the target frame rate for 60. That's interesting. I have 96 gigabytes of RAM, and it's shared, and it's really fast shared RAM. So it can, I think it has a limit of up to like 70 something that can go to the VRAM. But yeah, that is a lot of space. Damn, 160 gigs. My Mac only has a terabyte, but I'll have some expansions for it. Huh. M3 Ultra is what I have though, which is two M3s melded together. And it can't even do 4K. Oh, but it's going to be doing, okay. It's going to be doing an upscaling thing too, but I'm going to be running this at 4K. I'm hoping with my M3 Ultra, I do have the higher cores too. So I would assume I'd be able to get at least 60. Huh. I mean, that's all I'd be fine with high fidelity with 4K, but, if it can do 4K 60 frames and pretty much maxed out, it might beat my 3090. But this Mac Studio is really beefy. So I'm really excited. I'm really hoping that this will this is what I'm kind of hoping for. Yeah. Yep. I shouldn't have to buy it again, which is awesome. Okay, guys. Let's get to the last item on here. PT Maverick. Valve seems to have a good partnership with Jeff Keighley and the Game Awards. I bet you they could announce it there. We keep thinking that, and I don't think they. Now, yeah, they've released Steam Deck stuff at the Game Awards, but you're not wrong. I'm sure off the console, me and the off the console guys are going to be doing a stream for then. So, okay, so here's something that someone on Discord recommended, or that they're going to be buying. And I was like, this is a weird device. So, guys, what would you play on this? I'm kind of curious. Is this an Engadget emulation device? If you guys don't know what Engadget is, go look it up. It's hilarious. Pretty sure I've covered it on the channel before. So 040 vertical handheld game console. It's Android system. Okay. Interesting. I get it now. It's a phone. It's because some games, interesting. It supports emulation too right here, but Dickerus, it's OG NDS. What's Nintendo DS? Oh, right. That's right, Icarus. That's right. So, it's so weird, but you can play phone games on this too, I'm assuming, right? So, and phone games tend to be vertical. There you go. For $75, that's not bad. What? Yeah, it definitely, looking at all this, is definitely looking like it's more emulation though, right? A dual mode connection supports stable and fast seamless switching. So it can stream to, is it like through Chromecast or something like that? Interesting. I've never seen a handheld quite like this. That is not the same thing as that. You can see that is quite a bit bigger screen than that. But okay. BT Maverick, Asteroids looks like what it was made for. Nice. Hey, Asteroids is fun. I played a lot as a kid. I think it's an interesting device. That's why it's never meant to be a retro game handheld YouTuber, is that I can't stand having a ton of extra devices sitting in a box. That's why I don't keep on buying these. Even though I want to buy more, I have this thing. And I will buy some extra stuff that I don't necessarily use, but yeah. But here's the thing. If I could like borrow this from someone for a few days, I'd have fun with it. I just don't know if I'd buy it, but it's very interesting. Because I'd love the toy around with it. So this picture right here might be more of this right here. $54. And this can do, that's a small screen, but probably could do Game Gear. That'd be fun. Okay, guys. Chris, I'm buying this for the Pokemon and Nintendo DS hacks. Don't need to defend. I think it's awesome, man. Do it. Go for it. I think it's very interesting. As far as that, I'm pretty much out of news for today. I started about an hour ago. Anything else you guys want to chat about? This is the problem with these types of, when I started a little later or like set up the stream for a little later, it doesn't really promote it. So, I still can't believe I did the stupid thumbnail. I need to go fix that thumbnail if I remember, which I probably won't. Sorry, you couldn't see it. I forgot. I'm only sharing the browser. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. website stuff's come along. I've had another giveaway. I need to make it so that it announces for everyone instead of just one person that there was a giveaway, but we're going to be doing more. Yeah, you came in at the tail end, Foon Butcher, but welcome, man. It's going to be opened up to anyone that signed up, which I have had multiple people, like 20 plus people sign up. And so I have news trickling into it. I have a bunch of things going into it. I do have a little bug where it's been clearing users' information, even though I have it backed up, which is kind of annoying, but yeah. I don't know what it is. I drag my feet when it comes to releasing products that I don't. If I'm working for a client, I don't drag my feet. I want to release them. For my own stuff, I drag my feet. Yeah. So, and plus I've been doing videos, which honestly, it's been refreshing getting back into some videos. Like I released one last week. I'm going to be releasing one soon too. And I'm working on a video for the Brink channel too, for fun. I don't know. I just kind of want to get back into releasing videos. It's really fun. Like as much as I like streaming, and this is really fun to chat with you guys. If I don't have a whole lot of content to talk about and a lot of people to ask questions, like you guys were great today, then it gets a little slower and it gets a little, shouldn't say awkward, but like a little bit harder. So with that being said, I should release, the website's going to be coming along. I keep on trying not to announce release dates for it because I don't want to disappoint by not releasing it on that date. And I don't want to feel pushed to it because I also have my other job. And I want to get back onto a normal streaming schedule, or not streaming, but video. Okay. But with that, I am done. I hope I haven't been missing your guys' chats. I know sometimes it's a little, YouTube chat through OBS can be a little, I can miss chats and stuff, but what do you guys, yeah, I was going to ask what kind of videos would you like to see, but, I have that. We'll ask next time we'll ask through a community post. Okay. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out. Later.